It's important to not just be one of the 16 regional host sites. You also want to be one of the top 8 national seeds, because then you can host a super regional in the best of 3. Again, those 8 teams remaining reach the Men's College World Series in Omaha. We mentioned being a top 8. KP mentioned it. You don't have to leave your home before your trip to Omaha if you keep winning. The number 1 overall seed, Vanderbilt. For the second time and the first time in 18 years, the SEC tournament champions. The 2 seed, the SEC regular season champs, the Texas Longhorns. The number 3 overall seed, the Arkansas Razorbacks. And also in the SEC, SEC Player of the Year, Ahiva Aloy. The 4 seed, Auburn, a top 8 national seed for just the second time and the first time in 22 years. The 5 seed, North Carolina, the ACC tournament champs. The number 6 overall seed, LSU, top 8 national seed for the 12th time. The number 7 seed is Georgia. Back-to-back top 8s there in Athens, and the 4th time in the past 7 seasons. And the 8 is Oregon State. 24 wins away from Goss Stadium. They'll make themselves at home there in Corvallis, a top 8 for the 7th time. Your reaction?
Again, I thought the top 7, put them in whatever order you want. The top 7, I think, was fairly predetermined. It was that 8. Was it Oregon State? Was it Coastal? There were others getting in there. Oregon State played 19 home games this year. It was 19 total the entire year. Had to patchwork a schedule together. Mitch Canham did a great job of putting them in position.
Yeah, it's incredible. For the first 11 weeks of the season, Texas had it cracking like a 2-egg shell, and then it changes at the last minute. It's remarkable how this got jumbled up.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's our top 8. And let's start with the number 1 overall seed, Vanderbilt, in the Nashville Regional. At Hawkins Field, Vanderbilt's road to Omaha will begin against Wright State. Their 4th appearance in the last 5 seasons went 25-5 in the Horizon. Led the Horizon League in scoring. Boston Smith with 23 bombs. There they are, young and old alike. The Raiders, they are headed to Nashville. Who else is headed there? East Tennessee State. The Bucs stop in Nashville. Southern Conference champs for the first time. First appearance in 12 years when they were in the Atlantic Sun. And they will face the Louisville Cardinals. Missed out on the tournament the last couple of years. Dan McDonnell and company back on the road to Omaha again.
Yeah, and probably not a surprise to see Louisville headed to Vandy right now, but for the Commodores, pretty good second half run. Power really showed up. We've seen the power arms the entire year. They've been consistent, as many strikeouts as anybody in the entire country, but the power bats started showing up towards the end of the year. JUCO transfer Riley Nelson with a big-time offensive year at first. Jonathan Vastine played every single game at shortstop, made 2 errors this year, as consistent as you will find.
That is going to be a very tough regional. Then again, aren't they all? The Vanderbilt Regional and Nashville Regional matched up with the Hattiesburg Regional. Southern Miss, the 16 overall seed out of the Sun Belt. Pete Taylor Park going to be hopping. Their 9th straight appearance. J.B. Middleton, Golden Spikes Awards semifinalist, great on the mound. They will open up against the Columbia Lions. Top scoring team in the Ivy League. Their first appearance in 3 years. With Brett Beretti and the Lions. Sam Miller, Ivy League Player of the Year. The Lions, perhaps roaring. Terrible pun. It's moving on down. Who else is headed there? Miami. The Miami Hurricanes are in the 50th tournament appearance, and they are fired up. Lost 6 of their last 7 to end the season, including a quick bow out in the ACC tournament. But they are marching on. And they will face the Alabama Crimson Tide. Head coach Rob Vaughn and the Tide, their 28th tournament appearance and the 3rd straight appearance. Justin LeBron, SEC leader in RBI. Should be a good matchup there, Runes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Southern Miss had an 18-game winning streak to end the season. One of the most consistent programs we have in college baseball. J.B. Middleton is a real ace. And Nick Monaster, their second baseman, gives them real power in the middle of the order.
Southern Miss led the Sun Belt in hitting. More than 90 bombs on the season for Southern Miss. And again, it's that Nashville Regional and the Hattiesburg Regional paired up. Super Regionals again coming up a couple of weeks away here on the road to Omaha. Let's move on down. This is the entire left side of the bracket. So we begin now with the number 9 overall seed. The Florida State Seminoles will be hosting at Dick Howser Stadium their 61st NCAA tournament appearance. That is second most all time. Alex Lodi's ACC Player of the Year. They are welcoming in the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. How about Andre Martinez hit that 2-out, 3-run blast to send the Wildcats to the SWAC championship in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2017. Elsewhere in Tallahassee, welcome in Mississippi State. 39th tournament appearance. Chris Lemonis let go. Justin Parker takes over, and he takes them to the tournament. And they will face the hottest team in all of college baseball. 27 straight wins, led by head coach Mike Glavin. Yes, that is Tom's brother. And yes, this is a really good team.
It's an outstanding team, and Florida State once again earns the right to play at home. Nobody in the history of this tournament has been to Supers more than Florida State. We talked to Alex Lodi. He's got a chance to win the Golden Spikes. Jamie Arnold, Joey Vellini, as impressive a 1-2 punch as you're going to get in the country. We'll see who goes Friday night. Look out for Northeastern. Most wins in the country, second most stolen bases, best ERA in the country. That's a pretty good combo.
Will Jones has been outstanding on the mound there for the Huskies, the CAA champs. All right, the number 9 national seed is paired up with the number 8 national seed. And the 8 is, of course, Oregon State. And a host there at Goss Stadium, their 8th straight tournament appearance, hosting a regional for the 11th time and the 6th time in the past 8 seasons. Really pieced together that schedule this season. Well done for Mitch Canham and company. They will face the St. Mary's Gales, West Coast Conference tournament champs. Eric Valenzuela, the head coach there. Had a little pit stop in Long Beach for a few years, came back, and now they're back in the tournament. Congratulations to the Gales. Also in Corvallis, the USC Trojans. Andy Stankiewicz in his 3rd season. 38 tournament appearance for the Trojans, now in the Big Ten. They will face the TCU Horned Frogs, and head coach Kirk Sarlos finished 3rd in the Big 12. Don't get to host. They're headed to Corvallis, Mike Rooney.
Well, we really appreciate a Pac-12 matchup in this region. But, you know, Oregon State, it's just remarkable what they accomplished. Had to play the season as independent. There is real star power on this roster. Shortstop Iva Arquette is going to be a first-round pick. And Dax Whitney, their freshman arm, is as talented a rookie arm as we have in college baseball.
Oregon State, series wins against UC Irvine, Cal Poly, beat Iowa as well. Tallahassee Regional and Corvallis Regional squared up in a super in that 8-9 matchup. Let's move on down the left-hand side of your bracket if you're filling it out at home. The number 5 national seed, North Carolina, Bossemer Stadium, their 37th tournament appearance, the ACC tournament champs. Bunch of home runs yesterday in that blowout win over Clemson. Top 8 national seed for the 10th time. They will open up against team from the Patriot League, the Holy Cross Crusaders. Their first appearance since 2017. They're fired up, flexing and dancing, holding that Patriot League championship trophy. Thanks for watching, boys. Moving on down the left-hand side, they're in the Chapel Hill Regional. Nebraska, Sharpie. 19th NCAA tournament appearance, back-to-back Big Ten tournament champs. Ty Dorn was terrific on the mound yesterday. Nebraska will face Oh, a little old Big 12, Big 8 matchup. Let's go. Oklahoma Sooners, their 41st tournament appearance. Skip Johnson brings them back.
Well, we've talked plenty of Carolina this year, and rightfully so. Jake Knapp didn't throw a pitch last year, by the way. Not one pitch. This year, all he did is go 12-0 with a 2.17 ACC Pitcher of the Year. Luke Stevenson, Hunter Stokely, both first-team All-ACC. Kane Kepler, how about these stats? Walked 40 times, got hit 25 times, stole 38 bags. It's an offense that can beat you in a lot of different ways, and a team that knows their way around the postseason.
We're 5 national seed North Carolina. That regional is paired up for a super with the Eugene regional, the number 12 seed. Out of the Big Ten, it's Oregon. 5th straight appearance. Big Ten regular season co-champs. Mason Neville leads the Division I with 26 home runs. They will take on the Utah Valley Wolverines. Their 2nd tournament appearance, the WAC tournament champs for the first time since 2016. Congratulations to the Wolverines out of the WAC. Moving on down there in Oregon, the Cal Poly Mustangs and head coach Larry Lee. More than 700 wins. They beat UC Irvine for the Big West Championship. They're in, and they will face the Big 12 tournament champs, the Arizona Wildcats. They lead Division I in triples, 5th straight tournament appearance for the first time since the early 60s, Mike Rooney.
Yeah, Arizona very dangerous. Another Pac-12 matchup, which is amazing. This Oregon team, back-to-back super regionals. The team that played in College Station in that super last year, 8 of the 9 starters return, and Grayson Grinzel gives them a real ace on the mound. Oregon is extremely dangerous.
Have a potential Oregon-Arizona matchup there. I think they've played in the same conference before quite recently. Chapel Hill and Eugene, those 2 regionals matched up for a super. Continue on the left-hand side. The Conway Regional. Who is going to Myrtle Beach? More business than pleasure this time of year. Number 13, national seed, Chanticleers. 6th appearance in the last 7 seasons. Sunbelt champs will face the champs out of the NAAC. As Aaron Fitt calls it, the MAC. Fairfield Stags, their 3rd tournament appearance. Dean Ferreira led the league in hitting. Congrats to the Stags. Let's move on down. You know, they weren't going to get in until they went out and just won the American Tournament Championship. The East Carolina Pirates won the tournament as a 6th seed. Most regional appearances without a trip to Omaha. It's delayed there. They'll be clapping in a moment. ECU will take on the Florida Gators. And Kevin O'Sullivan, 40th tournament appearance, started 1-11 in the SEC, found their way back. They're going to the beach.
They are going to the beach, where Coastal plays pretty well, too. They love being at home, and rightfully so. Kevin Schnall, year 1, gets Coastal back as a host, which is awesome, especially because of the runs that Gary Gilmore has had at Coastal. Jacob Morrison, 11-0 with a 1.9 ERA. Top 5 in the country in ERA, WHIP, and wins this year. Coastal is a team 2nd in the country with a 3.27 ERA.
That number 13 national seed in Coastal Carolina, that regional paired up with the number 4 region, the Auburn regional, and Auburn at Plainsman Park. Mike Irish and company. Butch Thompson, head coach there of the Tigers, going to be hosting Central Connecticut, the Blue Devils. Head coach Charlie Hickey and company making their 9th tournament appearance and their 4th in the last 6 seasons out of the Northeast Conference. Congrats to the Blue Devils. Elsewhere, the Stetson Hatters earned that auto bid after that ASUN championship round was suspended due to inclement weather. There had been some good weather there in Auburn. Yeah, do the dance. Stetson Hatters out of the ASUN will face NC State. 35th tournament appearance for the Wolfpack. Quick exit in the ACC tournament, looking for a long stay there. Going to be tough to get through Auburn.
Yeah, NC State, really a tremendous pitching club. Auburn's been a really fun team this year. They start 3 freshmen in their everyday lineup. Ike Irish feels like the best hitter in the SEC, and Samuel Dutton gives them an ace on the mound that can match up with anybody.
Going to be a really good matchup in a good regional. Got to see NC State a couple of times in person. Ty Head, great center fielder, Josh Hope, Chris McHugh. Again, Auburn and Conway regionals paired up for a super regional, June 6th through the 9th. Moving on down. Now we're on the right-hand side. of this championship selection special. The number 2 overall seed, the Texas Longhorns in Austin. Head coach Jim Schlossnagle in his first year there and the 64th time that Texas has been to the tournament, the most of any school. SEC regular season champs will face the Houston Christian Huskies, their first appearance in 10 years out of the Southland. Hat tip to Jack Walker, son of Todd Walker, our colleague. They are in the field of 64. Elsewhere at Disch-Falk Field, Kansas State. Head coach Pete Hughes and company. Remember, they won that Fayetteville Regional last year before falling in the Supers. Nice win over Arkansas back in February. Nearly 100 bombs there in the Big 12 for Kansas State. They will open up against the UTSA Roadrunners. All they did was go 23-4 in the American. A hallmark season, if you will, for the Roadrunners. Pretty good regional there.
Very good regional and a very good season for Texas. Started 19-2 in the SEC, ended up winning the league by 2 games. Pretty complete Texas team. Injuries got them throughout the season, but they get Cade Ballou back, and that is big because this offense could really use it. Dylan Volantis, the SEC freshman of the year, kind of does everything. 12 saves, potentially a starter next year, but anchors a bullpen. He and Max Grubbs, it's been huge for them this year.
He was SEC freshman of the year, was Volantis. All right, that Austin Regional paired up with the Los Angeles Regional and UCLA. John Savage, one of 9 active coaches that have won a national championship. Did it back in 2013. Now in the Big Ten, they will host the Fresno State Bulldogs, national champs all the way back in 2008. Their 36th NCAA tournament appearance, back-to-back as well. Murph Gray, Mountain West Conference Player of the Year. Arizona State, the Sun Devils are in, out of the Big 12. Head coach Willie Bloomquist. This was certainly a relieving appearance for him and the program. 42nd NCAA tournament appearance. They'll take on UC Irvine Anteaters. They've been the class of the Big West all season long. Ben Orloff's club tripped up in the tournament. They're going to be a tough out here.
This regional feels so wide open. UCLA, one of the best defensive clubs in the country. Their shortstop, Brock Chalowski, 23 home runs, 20 hit by pitch. Not all heroes wear capes, Matty Ice.
Thank you very much for all of that great information. Big Ten Player of the Year. Had a bunt for a double in the Big Ten tournament.
Of course he did.
That's
Just makes sense.
Just how good he is. UCLA. That Los Angeles Regional paired up with the Austin Regional. Got some more teams to unveil. More watch parties that want to turn into more parties than watch coming up. Let's go to the Oxford Regional. Number 10 overall seed, Ole Miss. Mike Bianco won that national championship back in 2022. Missed the last couple of tournaments. They're back in. SEC champ runner-up. Will face the Racers of Murray State out of the Missouri Valley. Head coach Dan Skirka, congratulations. Missouri Valley Conference tournament champs, their first appearance in 22 years. Some of these kids weren't even born yet last time they were in. Congratulations. Moving on down. Western Kentucky Hilltoppers out of Conference USA. 3 walk-off wins in the Conference USA tournament. Their first appearance since 2009. Jack Bennett, your CUSA Pitcher of the Year. And they will face the ACC regular season champions. Georgia Tech doesn't get to host, but Danny Hall, in his final season, will take his team to Swayze Field and Ole Miss.
Get your solo cups ready. I'm going to take this because somebody went and let the Rebs get hot again. 105 home runs. That's 10th in the country. 6 guys with double-digit home runs, and Hunter Elliott is back. A big part of their run to a national championship in 22. Missed most of the last 2 years with an arm injury. This year has gone back to that ace form. Most wins ever for Western Kentucky in a single season. And congrats to Danny Hall. One more run in the postseason for one of the best.
Look out for Drew Burris and company there at Georgia Tech. Ole Miss and Oxford, squared up with the Athens Regional and the Georgia Bulldogs. They're at Foley Field. Their 15th appearance in this tournament, hosting a regional for the 8th time. Wes Johnson's club, the number 7 national seed, will begin their run against the Binghamton Bearcats. Out of the America East, won that conference. 6th tournament appearance, their first in the last 3 years. Matt Bolton crosses the plate quite often for the Bearcats. Moving on down. Oklahoma State is in. With a record of 28-23, Josh Holliday's club, their 50th tournament appearance, surely a bubble team. They are in. Swept Arizona State to finish the year. And they'll face the Duke Blue Devils. Their 12th appearance in this field and their 7th in the last 9 seasons. Ben Miller, 18 bombs. Tough regional there at Foley.
Yeah, a ton of power in that regional. Georgia, one of the best home teams in the country. They are so tough at Foley Field. They led the nation in home runs. Slade Alford has become a really complete hitter. Robbie Burnett has been a rock star as a transfer for them. That's a very deep lineup.
Hunter Henry with the double-digit home runs. Last year was the first regional they've won since 2008. See if they can make it back-to-back. Oxford and Athens regionals squared up. Could be an all-SEC super if chalk holds. Speaking of the SEC, Baton Rouge, the box, Alec Box Stadium. And Jay Johnson, head coach there, the 37th tournament appearance, hosting a regional for the 28th time. Great duo of arms, Kate Anderson, Anthony Ianson. And they will face the Little Rock Trojans out of the Ohio Valley. Went 8-16 in league play. And all they did was win the conference tournament as an 8 seed, their first bid in 14 years. Congratulations to the Trojans. They will face the Rams. Actually, the Rams will face another team, as you can keep up, Matt Chick. Third NCAA tournament appearance. A-10 champs for the third time. Their first conference title in 9 years. Highest scoring team in the A-10. It's blurry, but they're happy. And they will face the Dallas Baptist Patriots out of Conference USA. The Patriots get in on Memorial Day, their 14th NCAA tournament appearance. LSU Tigers, the host.
We got baseball and Red Stick again in June, and that means they will show up for the Tigers. Maybe a little bit different this year. 90 home runs with the 1-2 punch of Kate Anderson, Anthony Ianson that you just mentioned, combined to strike out 270 this year between those two. And they can defend. Danny Dickinson, Stephen Milam, Michael Braswell, second base, shortstop, third base. Throughout the entire season, made 9 errors total. They pitch, they defend, and Jared Jones is always going to hit.
Start of the year 22-1, and they're staying home. That LSU regional paired up with the Clemson regional. Eric Bakich in his 3rd season, getting them back in. Boy, they've had some great postseason games, just not the greatest outcomes they've hoped for. We'll see if they can get through this regional hosting. South Carolina Upstate Spartans, 3rd time's the charm. 3rd straight year playing in that Big South Championship game. They get their first title. Head coach Kane Sweeney is the older brother of Johnny Sweeney, who has 17 bombs for the team. Going to be a great matchup. Kentucky is in. 29-24 over Nick Mingione's team. They are in. Swept Oklahoma. A couple of wins against Tennessee. Led the SEC in stolen bases. Kentucky will face, this will be juicy, the West Virginia Mountaineers. Their 16th appearance. 3 straight seasons in the field for the first time since the 60s as they're the Big 12 regular season champions.
Well, as you mentioned, no one's more battle-tested in the postseason than Clemson. Their offense grinds out at bats. It's one of the best bullpens in the country. And Cam Canarella, their center fielder, is just a different human when the postseason happens. Unbelievable what he's pulled off in the last 2 NCAA tournaments.
Lost in the Super to Florida last year at home. Lost to Tennessee in the regional a couple of years ago, toe-to-toe with those SEC clubs. There's one of them in this field. They're in this regional. The Clemson certainly going to be the favorite there. 44 wins on the season. And that Clemson regional winner will take on the Baton Rouge regional. All right. One more part of the bracket. A couple more regions. Tennessee. Did Knoxville. Didn't get swept this year. Didn't win a ton of series the last couple of months either, but they are in. The national champs will face the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. Won the MAC championship. First time in 20 years. The 3rd bid in this field this century for the Redhawks. Congratulations to head coach Brian Smiley and the Redhawks. Elsewhere, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Ooh, they like to swipe some bases. They're going to look to do that in Knoxville. 7th tournament appearance. Carrington Cross Big 12 Player of the Year. And they will face the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Head coach Tom Walter and the Deacs. Their 17th tournament appearance. Matt Scannell, great addition. Kate Lewis, great addition. 4 straight appearances for the Deacs. That's going to be a fun one there on Rocky Top.
Yeah, I love the way this whole regional sets up. You look at Tennessee, and people forget they lost 5 guys off the National Championship Club that hit at least 20 home runs in their entire starting rotation. Yet now they find themselves back hosting a regional the following year. Yes, maybe not as dominant within the league as we thought, but still dangerous at home, as is Wake in that ballpark. Ooh. It'll play just like it does at home.
Ball will be flying. One more regional. We head to Arkansas, Von Walker Stadium. Dave Van Horn hasn't won a national title yet. You feel like it's only a matter of time. More than 900 wins. They're hosting a regional for the 12th time. Behiva Eloy and his brother Kuio, I'll do that next time. Taking on North Dakota State. The Bison are in. Out of the Summit League, their 4th NCAA tournament appearance. Great fielding team. Nolan Johnson, Summit League Pitcher of the Year. Who else is there? Jays win the Big East tournament, and they are in. Ed Service, in his final year as the head coach at Creighton, gets into the field. And they will face, why not, the Kansas Jayhawks. Big 12 Coach of the Year, Dan Fitzgerald. They are into the field, went 20-10 in the Big 12, finished 2nd in the league.
We know the atmosphere up on Walker is going to be electric. That's always the case. The Eloy brothers, as you mentioned, Charles Davalon, really have changed the look of this offense. They always pitch. This might be the most complete team in this NCAA tournament.
Kuio Eloy, to get it right that time. Behiva Eloy, SEC Player of the Year. Arkansas, one of those teams to beat. Fayetteville Regional and Knoxville Regional champs will square off in a super.